body agenda to deal with the provision for decision making during the absence of a quorum. And I will hand over to the Kaiaratakabi ka Tohu Mana Whakahaere, which is actually Sandra with an R.
Good afternoon, councillors. We have apologies for absence from Councillor Darby, Councillor Filipaina, Councillor Hills, Councillor Sayers, Councillor Walker and Councillor Watson.
All those in favour? Aye. Bingo. Carried. Sandra will announce electronic attendance.
Thank you. We have electronic attendance requests from Councillor Fletcher under Standing Order 3.3.3b, Councillor Foley under the same standing order, and Councillor Lee under 3.3.3a.
All those in favour? Aye. Thank you. Any declarations? No public input section. Oh, sorry, any declarations? No public input section. There is no local board input section. There are no known extraordinary items. So I will move and introduce Steve Van Kampen, who will give us a reasonably executive summary of what it is that we're here for.
Kia ora, thank you, Mr. Mayor.
I'm happy to move this, Chair. You move or seconder.
Apologies for bringing you here at short notice, but from a governance perspective, we are concerned about the process of decision making and continuity in an emergency response period, and therefore we have proposed some provisions in the immediate period to cover the state of emergency process, to create an emergency committee, as well as some minor changes to the terms of reference to enable a reduced quorum, a reduced physical quorum over this period. I'll briefly outline what this is: the creation of a temporary emergency committee to be formed during states of emergency and other extreme events. This will replace governing body in those situations, and a reduced physical quorum in the room for members for all other committees, which will require a minor change to the terms of reference. Essentially, to summarise what we're doing here is creating the opportunity for most decision making to continue by the appropriate committee, where physical attendance may be risky or dangerous, or members may not be able to access the inner city, and therefore enabling electronic attendance at these meetings. We know from COVID-19 and the events of the last 2 weeks that the use of electronic meetings and Teams enables us to continue to make decisions through those periods. Just a few final things before I see if there's any questions. This is not the emergency committee of the last term, which some of you may be familiar with. This is a short-term plan to cover governing body and minor changes to enable other committees to continue online. Previous provisions enabled by the COVID-19 epidemic notice have been removed, so we cannot use those provisions anymore. And due to the state of emergency being extended for a week at this stage, next week would look like Performance and Appointments Committee as normal, as planned, with 2 members in the room and up to everybody else online. On Wednesday, the extraordinary governing body meeting would be replaced by the temporary emergency committee, being chaired by the mayor and one other member in this room, and everybody else being able to attend online. And the same for the Transport and Infrastructure Committee as scheduled on Thursday. But should the state of emergency end on Friday, we would revert back to a completely normal situation the following week. I hope that is a very brief explanation of what the provisions are seeking to do. I'm happy to take any questions if there are any.
Is anyone prepared to propose the motion? Moved and seconded. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Contrary? Carried. I think I can safely declare the meeting over. Thank you for that. You can all disperse. Thank you, everybody.